portfolio and divide it into 10 pieces, and then try to invest in 10 different things that all could go to zero or could go up by a factor of 10. Now, I've got one thing, but by the way, 10 years ago, my portfolio would be Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Google, maybe Microsoft, Twitter, cool things. You know, you want to go crazy, try something else. But I could have given you a list of 5, 10 things. PayPal, Square, things that could go up by a factor of 10 that could be cut in half. And that's generally my criteria. Will it be cut in half? Will it go by a factor of 10? Buy something that's more than $100 billion or more, you know, in market cap. It's got 100 million users and it's not done yet. Now, fast forward to 2021. I got Bitcoin. That could go up by a factor of 10 or a factor of 100. I can see Bitcoin going to 1 million. I can see it going to 5 million, because if it simply replaces all the indexes as a monetary index, money, why shouldn't it go to 100 trillion in market cap or something? So I got that, and you know, and it can go to zero, but I don't think it's going to zero. I think there's a 1% chance of a black swan. I think it's going up or it's chopping around. Now, do I think Apple, Amazon, Facebook, or Google are going to go up by a factor of 10 from this point? Not really. I think they're plus 20%, minus 20%, plus 100. Maybe they'll double, maybe they'll triple. You make a list of everything you can invest in that could go up by a factor of 10 or 20 or 30, a screaming winner. You can only lose $1. You can make $100. And maybe you've got some other things, but here's the reason why I think it's a simpler environment today. If the Fed and the EU Central Bank were inflating the money supply 2% a year, the cost of capital is 2%. Any company growing more than 2% might create value. When the cost of capital goes to 5%, you need a company growing 15, 20% to create value. And that was the situation for a decade. The cost of capital was 5 or 6% in the US and Europe. When the cost of capital goes to 15%, if they're going to print 15% more broad money supply, if the reserve ratio at a bank is 0, that means every bank can issue infinite loans with no reserves, right? Thinking about this, every bank can issue infinite money, no reserve. Fractional banking is printing money. The central bank is printing money. Third world developing countries are printing more money. It's the most loose monetary environment in the last, I don't know, in our lifetime, maybe in our lifetime. I can't remember a time when there was more money, more deficits, more money being printed.
Before we continue, help us by smashing that YouTube like button and subscribe now to this channel. This shows the algorithm that you value the information, and it helps us spread this message. Sharing is caring. Please like and subscribe now. Thank you. And now, let's continue.
You own a bank with $1 and you issue $20 billion of loans. Think about it. You printed $20 billion in cash. So we're in an environment where it looks like for the next 5 years, the money supply is going to expand by 15%. That means assets are going to go up by 15% if they're scarce. That means you have to buy things that are going to go up faster than that. And that means that the hurdle rate just got 3x higher. And not only is the hurdle getting 3x higher, but Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google just had a meteoric run for a decade when it was obvious they were going to have a good run. They're going to have to invent something really cool to go up by another factor of 10. And might they do it? They might. I guess I would say that if you've got 10 things, divide your money 10 ways and bet on the 10 things. If you've got one thing or two things, divide it 2 ways, right? You could do a thing where you invest 95% of your money in conventional assets and 5% in Bitcoin. And then if Bitcoin goes up by a factor of 10, you'll have still a decent return. But then you'll be wondering, why isn't it I'm not a billionaire right now? Because you could have been a billionaire. You put 10 million in and you get 100x return, you make $1 billion. So you'll be kicking yourself if you didn't do that. Everybody's got to make their own decision. But in my life, I never seen something that was such a screaming signal. You've got a $200 to $300 trillion addressable market. You've got a problem. Money is not sound. You've got engineered thermodynamically sound money. You've got a dominant network. Everybody's decided it's the network. It's exploding. The signal that it's exploding is it's growing 200% a year every year for 12 years running. That's the signal. If you wait 30 years, your life is over. right? How many years are you going to wait before you actually get on that train? I mean, 15, 20, 25, 30 is done, right? I mean, 30 is a career. I would say that it was highly complicated, risky, and uncertain if you go back a couple of years. It got to be a much easier trade in March of 2020. And every month since March of 2020, it's been de-risks exponentially, and then the need is exploding.
What to do in such a situation? Inform yourself and keep your financial education strong. We from the Compact Group offer our loyal subscribers a free educational portal with first-hand monetary, financial, and economic knowledge. Enter our invite-only Insider Club by clicking the link below. You will get access to first-class information far earlier than the rest. We have prepared a special deal for all our members where you can access a giant pool of Robert Kiyosaki's financial wisdom for just $1. To find out more, simply click the link below and join our Insider Club absolutely free. But there is more you can and should do. Build up several streams of income. More and more people realize that they have to take their future in their own hands, but they don't know how and where to start. We from Compact offer our Insider Club members unique opportunities. Strengthen your financial muscle and get the edge. Click the link below. Become part of our free Insider Club. No financial obligations. But there's one important thing you have to know. You have to become active. So do it now. Become active and see you on the other side.